Hello, welcome to the only AEW recap show where I couldn't think of a smart-ass line for tonight. Anyway, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic, actually. Before I even ask you, I'm just gonna say it. A spectacular AEW Dynamite tonight.
Spectacular, huh? Oh, that's strong words coming from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say it was a really good Dynamite. One of the better ones. Period. I guess overall Well, let me say there was one low point for me. We'll get into it when we get to that point. Other
Really?
than that, pretty
Ooh.
much top to bottom, this was a great Dynamite. Great Dynamite. Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta say, there was a little bit. There were some things that were a little bit head scratching, but we'll get to that. But overall, yeah, like you just said, very, very good. It's a little. We just kick into it right away. We start off with Christian Cage, not Christian. They can't just say Christian. They have to say Christian Cage versus Frankie Kazarian of SCU, and the crowd is chanting. Okay, well, anyway, what do you think of this match?
It was a great match. It was pretty methodical, very technical, but
Methodical.
yeah, they kept it going. They pretty much used the entire time that they had to tell a
Yeah,
story, and it was a good match.
they
Yeah,
went almost the full 20 minutes by my
yeah.
account. This was a very, very slow match. Not you know, not the AEW tends to be a lot quicker pace.
Mm.
Especially once you get used to the Lucha Brothers pace. This was not that at all. This was a much, much slower match. So let's get into it. Before the match even starts up, the crowd is chanting for them, and they start up like I said, they start off slow. And so the first big move is more than 5 minutes into the match. They're just grappling, and nobody's really getting an advantage. And then Christian is sitting on the turnbuckle, and Frankie pushes him to the floor, and that looked pretty crazy. And Frankie, uh, you know, says, get back in the ring, and then he cheap shots Christian Cage, and then puts him in the standing guillotine, and Frankie's in control. But eventually, Christian hits a swinging DDT, and Frankie puts on the crossface chicken wing. Tony notes he won a match on Elevation with that move. It's like, okay, cool. Christian tries a kill switch. It's countered. But then he hits an impaler. Frankie comes back with the chicken wing in the center of the ring. Christian gets the ropes with his leg. Frankie hits a lion leg drop, and so I say that because he sets it up like the lion salt, but then he spins and does a leg drop. I don't know what he actually calls it. Up top, Frankie hits a flux capacitor, which looks strangely like a Spanish fly. Okay. Christian kicks out. Frankie does not like this at all. Christian hits a frog splash for 2. He tries for the kill switch. Frankie counters into the chicken wing. Christian rolls through. He dodges. He throws Frankie shoulder first into the middle post, hits the kill switch, and gets the 1-2-3. So, yeah, this was a good match. Any other thoughts on this?
Um, no, I just give credit to both guys. Like you said, I mean, it pretty much hit the limit, the time limit on 20 minutes. And the fact of the matter that, they were in it throughout the entire match. They didn't really look tired. I'm sure they were, but they didn't really look tired. They didn't really look gassed. They pretty much kept up slow, but technical pace throughout the entire match, and kept me entertained. Even though, like you said, it was very different from most AEW matches with the fast pace and everything.
Yeah.
But they told a story through it, and I really enjoyed it. 2 veterans, trying to get the best out of each other. Yeah.
Yeah. So the one thing I it's kind of a nitpick. I really hate to nitpick it because I like the match a lot, but it's like it really doesn't. It's like Christian's first match, and it's like this dude was getting his ass beat most of the match. It's like, but whatever. I mean, it was a good match, so it's hard to knock on
That's
it. But
true.
it's
He was
just
getting his
it's
ass
like
beat.
he got his ass beat most of this match, and then kind of got lucky when Frankie tried to run and he hit the post and hit the kill switch. But at like the 18.5-minute mark, it was like, I mean, am I really supposed to expect this guy's gonna beat Kenny Omega now?
That's a good point. That's a good. There was nothing I saw in this match that would ever make me think he should be a contender for the title. At least not now.
Mm.
But We'll see.
We'll
We'll
see.
see.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll see. So we got a Darby and Sting video. I guess they caught on that the fans were wise to the whole Sting gets an interview every week thing. So they had a little video. And do you have anything to say before I recap this video? Because
I missed these. I
Yeah.
loved these. Yeah. I loved the black and white, kind of vintage look that Darby had in his promos from way back when. And, you know, it's great to see it again. Personally, I thought it was funny as fuck.
It was weird as hell, but it's like another Darby video. They're always entertaining, if nothing else. He says Matt doesn't have it anymore. He's trying to buy people's respect. Meanwhile, he's wearing a Matt Hardy mask with one eye cut up open. He says his money doesn't mean shit to him. Like he's crucified on a cardboard box, and there's a couch on fire, and it's like,
yeah, it's
what
so
the
weird.
It's so weird and random, but I mean that's Darby Allin, and that's cool.
It made me laugh for some reason. It was just so funny. I guess I missed it so much. I was just enjoying it. And
Yeah. So
there had to be some hidden messages in there. I don't know what they were.
I
Flaming
don't
couches.
know. It was entertaining nonetheless.
Darby gave Sting a shirt. I don't know. It was weird. But glad to see they're doing these cinematic promos again with Darby.
Yeah. So we got the lineup for tonight. We got Arcade Anarchy with Miro and Kip versus Orange Cassidy and Chuck. Kenny and the Good Brothers versus the Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid. John Moxley versus Cesar Bononi.
One of these days. I think you got it right today.
Okay.
Actually,
MJF has a gift for the Pinnacle. Hikaru Shida and Tay Conti versus the Bunny and Nyla Rose. And we've got the exhibition of Cody versus QT Marshall. Okay. Yeah. So we got a Jade Cargill video. Your thoughts before we go into before it gets recapped.
It's funny, when Jade really didn't have a match underneath her belt. I got so tired of seeing these every week, But now that she has, it's kind of funny. It's growing on me.
Yeah,
and I thought this was pretty funny.
I think Jade is awesome. The only problem I have with this is that did they just replay the same one from last week? I swear this was the same one, because she's out there, she's just talking shit to Red Velvet. I beat your ass. I'll beat your ass again. You keep talking shit, but here I am. I'm the woman. I am that bitch. I was like, this is the exact same thing as last week. I mean, maybe it was different, but she's essentially her message was the same, right? She doesn't like Red Velvet. She beat the crap out of Red Velvet. She'll do it again. Red Velvet keeps talking about her. She's the woman and she's the bitch. That's exactly the same thing as last week.
You do bring up a good point. The message is pretty similar to whatever she said before. But she's got to stay on point, right? She's got to stay on brand.
I suppose, but I don't know. Like maybe we'll see Jade later. Have her do something else later or something?
Foreshadowing there. Maybe.
I don't know. So we've got Cody versus QT Marshall, and QT's already in the ring, and Cody makes his grand old entrance. And JR asks, "Where's QT's entrance?" And so Cody comes out. He's got Billy G, and Dustin comes out with him, and they announce Arn Anderson is the special guest enforcer. And so, what were your thoughts on this? Just the match. There might be something after the match.
From the very beginning, the only thing that Cody was missing from his entrance was pretty much a parade float.
Yeah,
this grand entrance that he comes in with, and it's all about the American Nightmare. That's actually a pretty cool shirt.
I had to wear this tonight just because.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Cody reminds me of somebody I know. I don't know who, but it's like grandstanding, thinking he's hot shit and that kind of thing.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of somebody I know too. Somebody
So I guess
Very familiar with.
guess we both know the same guy then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you keep
Interesting.
going with your thoughts on the match. Jackass.
Yeah, pretty much from the beginning with Cody coming in through this very extravagant entrance. I didn't have the highest of hopes for this match. And it was fine. The match was
It's
what it was, I guess. It really told a wider story of what's going to happen, with the people involved
yeah.
than
So
it did in the match. But
it was weird for me. I mean, here you've got like I didn't hate either of these two guys, but these are essentially two dickheads, right? I mean, you've got Cody coming out. He's got his big entrance. He's like, they talk about how he's like, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm gonna put you in the figure 4. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna put you in the crossroads, but I'm not gonna hit it on you. I'm not gonna hurt you because you're my friend. And it's like, F you, dude. Like, what makes you think you can do all that shit? But at the same time, QT comes off as this like really like ungrateful bitch. Like, where would he be without Cody? No one would have know who he is, and he's just he's slapping Cody. He's not being a sportsman. So it's kind of a weird match where both of the people are
unlikable.
They're acting unlikable, but I like both of them. But it's
the
still
dynamic was weird.
It's still weird. It's like, what is this? Like, I don't see why they just didn't have a match. Like, and now knowing the results and everything, it's like, why didn't they just have a freaking match?
Yeah, I never. So I gotta ask you because you have way more background of this than I do. What is the definition of an exhibition in this regard? I don't understand. It looks like a match to me.
I don't know.
They never explained the rules. They said it's an exhibition. It's not a match. It's an exhibition. Okay. Well, at some point, I was expecting somebody to tell me what that meant, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, the only thing I can think of is since AEW never has DQs, right? So it's like, well, there was one here, but it's not because it was an exhibition.
So how could you? I mean, was there any way to win the exhibition then? Like,
I don't know.
Again, right? Yeah. Anyways,
I don't know, but Cody's mockingly clapping for QT. He's taking control. He puts him in an arm drag, and then he lifts his leg to show that he could have kicked him in his face, but he doesn't. So QT gets up and slaps him in the face, and then Cody fires back, and QT takes control with a drop kick, and then it's time for picture in picture. But we didn't get picture in picture, did we? I didn't.
No, I didn't actually.
So back from break, Cody's in control. Cody hooked him in the crossroads, but he lets him go. QT slaps him again and then does a diving crossbody, but catches nothing but air. Crowd chants Cody's friend. He comes back in the ring. QT cheap shot. He gets back into the ring, and then QT cheap shots Arn, and then they all get into the ring. And then some of the other guys start attacking Billy Gunn and Dustin and
some
Cody.
Of the other guys.
Because this is who they are. Some of the other guys: Nick Camarado, Anthony Agogo, and Aaron Solo. So they explained that these are Cody's the Nightmare Factory students. But other than Nick Camarado, who faced John Moxley a
month ago,
yeah. I've never seen Anthony Agogo, but this Anthony Agogo guy, I mean, like, it's not their fault. They just were never on Dynamite, and they stressed very hard that this Anthony Agogo is a bronze medalist in boxing. So, I mean, it's not a knock on them. It's just like, I've never seen these guys, so okay, they're beating up the other guys. Like, who's on whose side? They powerbomb Lee Johnson to the stage, and QT smashes Arn Anderson's arm against the guardrail. They set up the stairs on the stage, and QT piles drives Dustin on the stairs. That was pretty bad. And then they hold Cody, and then Anthony Agogo throws a left hook into Cody's ribs, and they're like, "Oh my god, he dropped Cody with one punch." And yeah, dude, the fucking badass. And then QT has Cody's head between the stairs and is between the stairs and his boot, and he was gonna whack his head with the chair. But then Red Velvet comes out to stop it. And I was, after watching WWE for so many years, I was convinced that Red Velvet was gonna grab the chair from QT and then whack Cody herself.
Oh.
But then I realized, I was like, wait, she's in a feud with Jade, so she wouldn't, But if she wasn't in a feud with Jade, then 1,000% she would have whacked Cody with the chair and become a bad girl. No?
If you're looking to be a bad girl in AEW,
QT's the Red Velvet's the girl to be bad with?
Yeah.
No. But yeah, what did you think? Well, you have anything you want to add on this?
Weird, man. Just like the match, weird. Like I did not see this swerve coming at all. And I really don't know where they're going with this. I don't know who's really gonna benefit from a feud between QT and Cody.
So I
seriously doubt it's gonna be QT.
Is this the junior varsity version of the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I was just like, I just saw this a couple weeks ago with the Pinnacle beating up the Inner Circle, and now the Nightmare Factory, the Nightmare Family are split up with like 3 guys we've never even seen on Dynamite before, or 2 guys we've never seen on Dynamite before, and it's just
I don't know. So what is it, the Nightmare Family versus the Nightmare Factory? Is that the I don't know.
I guess I don't know. Weird.
I hate to be negative Nancy about this, but I'm really not digging this. I mean, it could get better. I don't know, but I don't know. I just don't have any dog in the fight on this one.
I'm kind of neutral on this, but I'm just confused. I'm like, why are they doing this now with this Pinnacle versus Inner Circle? It's like a clone, right? Almost.
Yeah, that's a good point, man.
I mean, not exactly, but it's too, like you said, it's too similar. And so up next, we've got a video of some guy and Scorpio bitching about things not going their way. So it turns out this guy was Ethan Page. I have not recognized him. Like I said, that one Dynamite he was on, that was the first time I've ever seen Ethan Page, and it's like, okay, another thing too, they got to do something about people with Page and Cage and Ethan and Evan and Matt. Is like, you guys, there's more names out there, I'm just saying.
I get it. This promo was weird for me. Like,
I
don't like where they're going with Scorpio on this. I don't know. It could be better. I mean, it could get better. I don't know.
I mean, what is Ethan Page complaining about? The dude's he's been in one match and he's already bitching about how he's being overlooked and he's like, there's not getting the opportunities and it's not fair. It's like, what the hell are you talking about?
I know. It's like, it would make more sense. No, actually it wouldn't. There's really no context for it to make any sense when the guy's been around for like all of a month and he's like, I've been overlooked. It's like, you've been here for like 3.5 weeks, man. Like, what do you want us to do? Like, we can't give you every match. We can't give you a title shot tomorrow.
I don't know. So I guess they're a team. They announced that they're taking on Matt and Mike Sydal, and like, this feels like a huge step down for Scorpio, honestly.
I agree 100%.
Like, why did they take him out of SCU just to put him in another team?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't know. I hope this isn't a long-term thing, because he really shouldn't be like wrestling in a tag team unless it's with SCU in some fashion, in my opinion, at least. And if he's not wrestling in a tag team, he should be going for singles victories, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Weird. Enough of that. That sucked. But up next, something really, really good. And
do tell.
I think this was a case of unintentional comedy, right? So they come back from break and they say, "Oh, Dasha Gonzalez is with Red Velvet." And Dasha says, "Hey, Red Velvet, so you came out to help Cody?" And Velvet's like, "Yeah, I came out to boom." Jade Cargill beats her ass, boots her right in the stomach, then beats her ass, throws her into some containers, and then just walks off. I laughed so hard. It's like she didn't even get out 3 words, and Jade just beats her up. So it's like, what? I don't understand Jade's like motivation. She's already destroyed her in that match with Cody and Shaq when they were all wrestling on their respective teams. It's like, what is her problem with Red Velvet now? Like, she's already destroyed her. I don't but it's hilarious, but I don't get it. What did you think?
I thought it was great. I was laughing too. Although I have to admit, that looked like it hurt when she threw her into those chests.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, like she really threw her into those chests, and she hit the floor like a bag of dirt. Like, Jesus. I was like, damn. So, but you're right. I don't know. I don't know what her problem with Red Velvet is. Like,
yeah, it's just weird. She's just like Red Velvet should do an interview. It's like, hey, like, you already beat me. What the hell's your problem? Like, yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll get that interview next week, and then Jay just beats her up again too. Just every week. That'd be great. Anyway, we've got Moxley earlier today, and he's pissed off. He's got the sound of Eddie's ankle getting snapped over and over. He keeps hearing it. He says he owes the Bucks, and he's still jacked up from the barbed wire match. He's itchy, he's burning. He rips off his jacket, and he's talking about this Caesar guy, and he looks good, and AEW can make some money, but not if I kill him first. That was a great line. Someone's gonna get dropped on their head and choked out. Any thoughts on this interview?
No, I don't got anything else to say. Mox is always good on the mic. He's so perfect, and just he always brings you along for the ride, for lack of a better term. You know, like he could be wrestling. I don't know. He could be wrestling the Care Bears, and you'd want to watch. Like, oh, this is gonna be amazing.
Who would not want to watch him wrestle the Care Bears? Are you kidding me? How is that an example of something you wouldn't think you would want to watch?
Because it's gonna be a straight up murder, man. Or maybe the Care Bears will pull off the Care Bear stare and they'll break Moxley's cold heart.
Look, I don't know a lot about the Care Bears. I don't know what the stairs is all about. So, I don't know. Anyway, Mox is out. He's pissed off. He's a man of his word. He comes out. He's pissed off. He's kicking over chairs. And then Bononi starts off in control. And I thought that was really weird. I also thought it was weird that his trunks say Nego. Nego? Is that?
I didn't look it up. I'm not sure what that means.
I guess that's something in Italian, but I was like, what? What the hell is that? So, Mox takes control with a dragon screw, and then the Hollywood hunk, Nick Nemeth, grabs Mox's leg so Bononi can cheap shot him, and then we go to picture in picture. And at this point, I become Miro, and I ask, this match is going to picture in picture? Why? But back from break, Bononi is
I just realized. Sorry,
what?
I gotta stop you right there.
Go.
Why is that not a shirt from Miro? It should just say why Miro AEW.
I don't know. Just like our idea, right? Did we talk about this on air, or was it all completely off air? Where they should sell a shirt that says, "Do you want me to join the inner circle?" And then they should sell a shirt that says, "Do you want to join the inner circle?"
Yeah, I don't remember if we talked about it on air or not, but
that
should have been a no-brainer.
Well, it's too late now, but they totally should have had that one shirt. Do you want to join the inner circle? And another guy can wear the shirt. Do you want me to join the inner circle? God, that
was a missed opportunity.
What a shill!
What a shill? What are you talking about?
What a shill!
What are you talking about?
Inner circle. Oh my God!
What are you talking about, man?
God.
Number one fan right here.
Okay. Yeah, so back from break, Bononi is control, and he's having problems with his knee, so Mox hits him with a German suplex, then a superplex, and that gets 2. He goes for the cross arm breaker, but JD Drake, another guy I've never heard of, it must be like the Dark Elevation guys, he distracts the ref.
Some other guy.
Yep. He distracts the ref. Nemeth tries to interfere. He gets a paradigm shift. Bononi goes for the pump. Bononi goes for the pump handle slam. But then Mox counters into a rear. They call it the rear naked sleeper, and the ref stops the match.
That was so good.
What the hell are you laughing at?
I know you didn't do that intentionally. That's why it was so funny.
Be a professional.
You didn't do it on purpose, but it just came out. Banana goes for something. Who?
Oh god.
Oh,
But yeah,
man.
anything you want to add to this?
This is fine. It was an extended squash. There was no way Mox was going to lose this, even with all three of them against him.
Yeah.
I think
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Was the win.
If he lost, he lost to Caesar Bononi when Nemeth and JD Drake interfere, and it's just like you didn't watch the show, but you read the results, and you're like, what? John Moxley lost to Caesar Bononi? What? Like what?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Anyway, another great part's coming up next. Team Taz, who delivers 10 times out of 10. And Ricky Stark says he is not convinced that everything is cool with Team Taz. And then Brian Cage is like, yeah, you know what? It's not cool because I guess they had a match on Dark or something. And
yeah, either that or Elevation.
And then Ricky was a little slow to help him get the win, and they could have won earlier if Ricky had his shit together. And then Taz, the biggest liar, is like, whoa, calm down. Everything's good in Team Taz. It's like, okay, we just saw that it wasn't good, but he's trying to convince, himself and everybody at home
and everyone else,
that Team Taz is good. And so, like always, anytime Team Taz is on, just watch Ricky Starks. That's all you have to do.
Oh yeah,
seriously,
ladies and gentlemen,
that's
Ricky
all you have
Starks
to do.
Delivers every time with a bullet. It's so good. I could not take my eyes off what Ricky Starks was doing that whole time. He's just smiling and laughing. He's
so fake.
Completely in his own little world. It was so good.
Hey, up next. This was the best thing on Dynamite for me. This next part. Looks like you're agreeing.
Agreed.
So, yes. We've got MJF with the Pinnacle. He gives them gold watches, and that's the end of the segment.
What a segment. It's beautiful.
So we've got the Young Bucks. No, I'm just kidding. We've got something else. So MJF is in the locker room with the Pinnacle, and he's got some other dude there, and he's the Pinnacle stylist. And they're also gonna get an interior decorator. And he says, you know what? We got to get rid of this smell and this stench out of the bathroom. And he opens up the bathroom door, and the Inner Circle is in it. And he slams the door, and he says, oh, you know what? MJF says, oh, you know what? We got to get out of here. Let's just go. Let's go.
We got to go. We got to go.
So he opens the door to the outside hallway, and Jake Hager is there. And the Inner Circle attacks, and they beat the living crap out of the Pinnacle. Sammy hits Go to Hell on Shawn Spears. I don't know why they're doing this to Shawn Spears, but he hits Shawn Spears with the Go to Hell, slams in the door. Wardlow and Hager go at it. Hager gives Wardlow a rock bottom through the massage table, and then Santana and Ortiz are beating the crap out of FTR. They send Cash to an ice bath, and then Santana breaks a chair and takes the wood shrapnel, and I'm like, wait, okay, this is going a little too far. But then we see Dax is already bleeding, and then he whacks Dax with it. And then we go back to Jericho and MJF. Jericho flushes MJF's face in the toilet, and Jericho says, this is the worst is yet to come, and puts him face first through the Pepsi cooler and dumps a little bit of the bubbly on MJF. And then he says, this is our dressing room, bitch. And they rip the Pinnacle symbol off the door, and they put their Inner Circle magnet back on the front of the door, and all is well with the world. This was tremendous. Words cannot do it justice. Go watch this thing if you have not. And your thoughts?
Agreed. 100%. I loved it. From beginning to end, I'm glad that the Inner Circle finally, came back and, proved who the top dogs really are in AEW. I was waiting for this, and we talked about it last week, and sure enough, they did not fail. They did not disappoint. They did not fail to deliver. It was perfect. Yeah. Good message.
being internet smart guy, it's like, why wasn't this outside? Why was this backstage? But who cares? Shut up. It was great.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
I loved every minute of it. You gotta have, this back and forth, of the faction warfares. You know what I mean? You can't just have one side just keep running. I'm glad the Inner Circle came back and just didn't roll over the last time they got beat up, which is great. Perfect.
Okay. So then we've got the Bucks with Alex Marvez, and then Don Callis teleports in, and he says he loves Kenny Omega, and he tells the Bucks Kenny didn't choose AEW, chose them, and the Bucks left him in the ring last week, and it broke Kenny's heart. And he tells Matt Jackson that you're cold and dead inside. Callis slaps him, and then Matt grabs Callis and he says, is there anything inside you at all? And, yeah. What did you think of this?
It was good. It was fine. Yeah, go ahead.
So my question is, I thought he wanted the old Young Bucks back. And then now he's bitching about how Matt is cold and dead inside. Huh?
Yeah, it could be that he's just playing mind games with them. Maybe that's the angle. Mm-hmm. Like one day he says you're good, the next day he says you're bad. So you never know which way to go. I don't know. Yeah. I might be reading too much into it. Yeah.
Up next, we've got the Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid versus Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. And before the match, the Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid have a little interview. They talk about, translated, that Kenny cheated to win the championship, and they destroyed the Bucks last week, and they're coming for the belts. And so I wrote down his last name, but I get
Abrihantes.
Yeah, this guy Alex
Abrihantes.
This guy's awesome. This guy needs to be on TV every week doing these translations where Penta says like 3 words and he's like, yeah, so Penta said this. And he just goes on this paragraph. He goes this huge speech about what Penta just said. It's awesome. Anything you want to add on this interview?
No. I gotta say, he's quickly becoming like the 4th member of this group,
Yeah.
He should be their manager, honestly.
So this is like what, the 18th time the Death Triangle has broken up now because Pac has been gone.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah, he came back and he's gone again. That's terrible. I mean, he got injured. It wasn't of his own doing, but he was gone for so long because of, pandemic reasons. So now he's gone because of his own injury. It's crazy. Sad.
So, what did you think of the match, though?
This would have been my match of the night if not for one other match later on.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I thought it was great. A lot of high-flying action. I thought the only criticism I'll say about it, though, was it was a little quick for me, I thought. But it makes sense considering that there was a lot of shows still left.
Who's in the match?
Yeah, that's
true. You mean it was too short in length, not as...
Yes.
Not as in the action was too fast. You're talking about the length.
Not the action.
Okay, yeah. So, Penta, before the match even starts, he backdrops Laredo Kid onto the bad guys on the stage. And then Phoenix walks the top ropes and hits a moonsault. They hit a triple super kick on Kenny. Triple high action moves. That's all you really can call it. By the Lucha Brothers and Laredo onto the outside. And then the match slows down a little bit. They take control of Laredo Kid. And then they go to break. And then back from break, they're still beating up Laredo Kid. They hit one. They did a pretty cool thing where Kenny Omega is piggybacking Gallows, and then Carl Anderson jumps on the 2 of them, and they do a triple splash on Laredo for 2. But then eventually Laredo Kid tags in Penta, and then he and Phoenix go nuts. And then it's just all 6 guys beating each other up. And this is where, the action just goes nonstop. This is like a good 5, almost 10 minutes of just nonstop. They're just going at it. Carl Anderson hits the Claymore on Phoenix for 2. They go for Magic Killer, but Penta breaks it up. All 6 of them do spin kicks and destroyers and all kinds of other crap. Carl Anderson hits the Anderson Spine Buster on Phoenix, but Laredo Kid hits a dive to make the save. Kenny and Laredo tag in. Laredo dives. Kenny catches him into a power bomb and a V trigger for 2. Then he tries a 1-win angel, but that gets countered into a Hurricane Rana and a dive. And then the two brother teams are fighting in the ring now. Laredo hits a Michinoku driver on Kenny for 2. He goes for Phoenix Splash. He misses. V trigger. 1-wing angel. Kenny Omega pins Laredo Kid. So yeah, I don't even know how to recap these matches because they're just going too damn fast, doing all these crazy moves. Excalibur has all these fancy nicknames for all these moves. It's just like the dude just whacked him. Use his body as a missile. That's what happens.
Kick, dive, knee, flip.
Yeah.
That's all we can say. I was surprised you were able to get that many moves down because it was moving so fast.
Oh,
0 to 60, man. The whole
yeah.
Pretty much from the get-go, the whole match. Yeah.
Yep. And so John Moxley walks out to ringside and Kenny invites him into the ring. And so here come the Young Bucks. And I was like, oh my God, they're going to betray John Moxley. I knew they weren't. I knew they weren't because they're gonna push their feud with the Good Brothers. But I was like, oh, they're gonna betray John Moxley. You idiot, John. Don't do it. But nope, they jump in the ring, and the three of them run off Kenny and the Good Brothers, and they get the hell out of Dodge, so to speak. But yeah, so maybe next week
they're gonna betray John.
They're gonna betray John Moxley. Eventually, it's gonna happen. I think.
Yeah, I have a feeling they will too. It's still a little early for them to be doing that though, but
yeah, I mean,
we'll see. Yeah, unless I don't know. Yeah, shit. Unless they go out on their own completely. I mean, that's what they're kind of doing already, as it is, I guess.
And then what is up next? We've got Britt and Reba talking. What do you think of this?
A bit odd, actually. Weren't they like?
They were like. This looked like an ECW interview where they were just backstage in front of some wall or something, right? Like they had no stage production or any kind of background. They're just in front of a wall backstage. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, and it was odd too because they were really promoting like Dark Elevation more than anything else, right? Like, yeah. It had nothing to do with anything that they were a part of, which is odd.
Yeah, so they're talking. Yeah, so like you said, they're typing up Elevation. They say it's on YouTube, and Thunder Rosa's on it, and she can get her wins up because her biggest win wasn't sanctioned, and so it doesn't count. And they laugh. And then Britt Baker says she'll continue to put AEW on the map. DMD. And it's like, this was cool though. I mean, Britt and Reba are always awesome, so it was kind of weird, but whatever. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see where they go with this whole. I don't know if they're going to continue this Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa feud. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. So up next, we've got the Bunny and Nyla Rose versus Hikaru Shida and Tay Conti. What did you think of this match?
I gotta admit, I was kind of tuned out of this match.
Why?
It was good. It was good enough. But you know, like AEW has this problem, and it had nothing to do with the match necessarily. But I know you brought this up before. I was kind of bothered by the fact that Tay Conti and the Bunny are dressed exactly the same.
I never brought that up before.
No, you talked about how the fact that when they have tag team matches, a lot of times the wrestlers on both sides will be wearing the same colors on AEW.
Yeah, but they were on opposite sides.
That's what I'm saying. They were on opposite sides. Tay Conti and Bunny were on opposite sides, and they're both wearing pretty much the same getup.
Okay.
Yeah, which if you're a casual fan might be a bit confusing because they look very similar. Anyways, but going back to the match, it was fine. I was just kind of, like I said, tuning in and out. It was good for what it was, I guess. There was a lot more going on outside the match than really inside the match, though.
That's unfortunately always the case with Nyla and with the Dark Order and with Matt Hardy. So the Dark Order comes out with Tay and Shida, and they note that Shida is teaming with the #1 contender. It's like, oh, okay, so Tay Conti is gonna get a big win over the Bunny, right? And she's the #1 contender. So the bad girls attack for the bell, and then Nyla wipes out both of them with a shoulder block. Shida then takes control of the Bunny, diving knee lift on the outside. Shida points at Matt Hardy, and then Nyla sneak attacks her. And then it's time for picture-in-picture, but I didn't watch it. So back from the break, Tay Conti is in. She tosses the Bunny like a rag doll. She's a knee to the face, and wow, this part was awesome. This tag in to Tay Conti right at the beginning of when they came back from break, that was awesome. Tay Conti looked really good here. I was very impressed with this one. So she hits a swinging backbreaker on the Bunny outside, and then the Dark Order and Hardy Party brawl. Ty hits the Ty KO. What the fuck?
That's what she calls it, right? The Ty KO.
Like, you know, this Ty KO, the DD Ty. It's like, that's gotta end. Please stop it. It's ridiculous and it's stupid. So Shida dives, but the men all catch her, and then Ty, the Dark Order and the Butcher and the Blade, I mean, and then Ty dives onto all of them, and then finally she, with Ty's weight on them, wipes everybody out. And then the Bunny has a kendo stick, and Vicky Guerrero distracts the ref. And then the Bunny whacks Ty, and then hits the GTR without the knee, and wins. Okay?
Yeah, shockingly. Yeah. Didn't see that coming. I really pegged that Hikaru and Ty were going to win this. But I guess it has to, it has to come down to execution, and sometimes the bad guys just execute better. So this feud's gonna go on for a while for sure. Dark Order versus HFO, I guess. Yeah.
HFO.
Hardy Family Affair or Hardy Family Office. Sorry.
Is that what they're called?
That's what they're called.
They're not called Matt Hardy Party?
That would make more sense, but it's the Hardy Family Office. Okay. Sounds like a law firm, but whatever.
No, it doesn't.
You don't think so? What do you think it sounds like?
There's no law firm that's not just their names.
Hardy, Butcher, and Blade, Cassidy, and law firm, and I don't know, and associates.
So then, yeah, I thought this was weird. Tay Conti beat Nyla in a singles match clean last week, which is a big deal since Nyla was a former women's champion. And then she just loses to the Bunny in a tag team match this week. I mean, it's fine because the Bunny cheated and Vicky Guerrero distracted the ref, but it's still like, huh? Why did this happen? Why didn't they just have Tay Conti beat the Bunny?
It's a good question, man. The good guys can't always win, right? So,
guess not. Oh, okay, so this. Keep in mind, this match ends 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, the Bunny and Nyla Rose have won. Okay, the lineup for next week: Jon Moxley and the Young Bucks versus Kenny and the Good Brothers, and then the Bunny and Tay Conti. It's like, whoa! Like, they literally announced this match like less than 10 seconds after the match was over. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're right.
I was like,
I mean, it's funny they can just sign these things like.
Right, well, I mean, it's Tony Khan. He can sign whatever the hell he wants. But it was just like, damn, this guy. He runs a type ship like Kruger,
Kruger who?
From Seinfeld.
I know. You gotta tell the audience this though. They might not be.
No, everybody knows.
Yeah.
Darby Allin is gonna defend the TNT title against #1 contender JD Drake. What are you laughing at? Isn't he the #1 contender?
You say that like
isn't that what
there's actually some truth to it?
Isn't that what the wins and losses and the rankings are for?
We both know that has nothing to do with the wins and losses.
I've been sold a false bill of goods. I cannot believe it.
Do you really think that JD Drake, who until today I've heard probably nothing of, is somehow the #1 contender for the TNT Championship based on wins and losses? Let's look his record up right now, even if I can find it.
Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that,
Right.
Lee?
Okay. I cannot find his ranking.
Well,
what do you know? I guess he's not the number one contender.
Then I don't know why he's well, they did say it was like an open challenge, right? That Darby. So I guess they did kind of cover their bases that way, but it's just like, okay.
Whoever gets to the line first, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was awesome. They don't announce it as like blah 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 versus blah blah blah. They say Jurassic Express goes to war. Oh wait, I'm sorry. The Inner Circle return, but then they announced that Jurassic Express goes to war with Bear Country. So I'm just thinking about dinosaurs going to war with bears. I kind of want to see that.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I guess you could sell tickets for that.
They've got a little interview here with the Jurassic Express, and Jungle Boy calls them stupid animals, and Luchasaurus corrects them, and they're mammals. Like, in honor of Godzilla versus Kong, they will show them who's the top of the food chain, and then Marco shows that he has a King Kong tattoo on his arm. Has he always had that?
I don't think so.
So
I don't know if that's permanent. Weird. Yeah.
At least he didn't get it on his neck.
Yeah, that's true. That might not have been the best decision.
So we've got Arcade Anarchy. So I know you want to talk about this before I recap it.
This was surprisingly my match of the night.
Surprisingly?
Yeah, and surprisingly, considering my love of the Best Friends, sarcastically, I walked away with a smile on my face at the end of Dynamite after this. I was happy. It was great. First time I can say that in a long time for a Best Friends match. So,
you didn't like the junkyard, scrapyard?
That was probably the last time.
Okay.
Which was what? Which was like 6 months ago?
That actually was quite a while back, yeah.
Yeah, that was a long... Because, I mean, this Miro feud's been going on for, what, 4 months now?
Yeah.
Gotta be, right? Yeah.
A very long time. Yeah. But yeah, we've got Arcade Anarchy. Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy versus Kip and Miro. And they say that anything goes, but the only way to win is by pinfall or submission. Okay? So, as you, I don't know, I think you might have talked about this offline, but Orange Cassidy's got this new music. Do you know what it is? I know it's by the Pixies. I don't know the name of the song.
Yeah, it's Where Is My Mind by the Pixies. Yeah. So I guess that's the music that they're all going by, at least, because both him and Chuck Taylor came in with that music instead of the regular Best Friends music.
Yeah,
which is cool by me.
I don't know. I like this song. So I
love this song. I love the Pixies. So this is great.
I don't think this was his. I don't think this was his. What do you call his indie theme song? Was it?
Yeah, I think there was another song that he had before. I can't think of it off the top of my head from reading about when Tony Khan picked up the rights to Where's My Mind. But as far as I know, the band or group that was the originators of that song didn't respond to Tony when he asked, "Hey, can we license this song from you guys?" And so he said, "Okay, whatever." And he just went after the Pixies instead, and the Pixies were like, "Yeah, that's cool. We like money."
Okay. So yeah, so they start brawling. So it looks like there's a tornado rules match, and so Miro beats the crap out of Chuck in the ring, hits a fallaway slam. Kip throws Orange into the whack-a-mole, but then Orange puts him through the sign of the whack-a-mole machine and then hits Kip with the mallet. That was awesome. So but this part was even more awesome because off screen, Miro comes flying in and wipes the hell out of Orange Cassidy. And this was like Ahmed Johnson wiping out that security guard in front of Goldust's dressing room that looked like Bret Hart. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go look it up. Just type in Ahmed Johnson Goldust. The first thing that comes up on YouTube, watch that. Watch the whole thing because it's awesome. And
what a specific callback.
Because that's what it looked like.
Yeah, that's true. It did.
Yeah.
That poor security guard.
Yeah. So they try to double suplex Miro, but nope, he beats both their asses and suplexes Chuck into the guardrail and says, "Come on, Charles." By the way, Miro was the best thing in this match by I don't know, like
by a country mile. He was so good.
By more than a country mile, by light years. Miro was so damn good in this match. It's
come on, Charles.
Ridiculous. So he takes a chair off the prize wall, and Tony Schiavone notes that that chair cost 20,000 tickets. So he beats the crap out of Orange Cassidy. He sets the chair between the turnbuckles. Then he tries to throw Orange Cassidy into it, but he stops it. And then, nope, not the second time. He throws Orange Cassidy's face into that chair. Did I mention that Miro is awesome in this match? But Chuck jumps off the top of the Mortal Kombat machine onto Miro. What a coincidence that of all the video games, Mortal Kombat's on there. Not like they're gonna have a new movie or anything. But, you know. And Orange takes out Kip and then whacks Miro with the trash can lid, and Chuck hits him with the kendo sticks, and they're double teaming Miro, and then they run Miro over with the guardrail, and they throw a table on him for good measure. They start piling all this crap on Miro, and they cover him, but then Kip breaks it up, and Kip hits a beautiful shotgun dropkick on Orange Cassidy, and he goes flying through part of the prize wall, and then Chuck grabs this next part. Oh my god, I can't believe how good this part was. I was so happy and I'm sure you will. I'm sure you like this more than me. Chuck grabs the teddy bear off the prize wall. He grabs a teddy bear off the prize wall, and he opens up the teddy bear, and you're expecting a teddy bear full of thumbtacks, but no. This is an Arcade Anarchy match. So in the teddy bear are Legos. Oh my. So he dumps the Legos all on the mat. He tries to spike Kip off of it, but then he gets reversed, and then Kip hits a sit-out powerbomb onto the Legos. I bet in a lot of ways the Legos hurt more than the thumbtacks.
Yeah,
I mean,
in a weird way, you're right, because they have such sharp edges, and they're completely. Tony had a perfect line that says, "Nothing is unforgiving as Legos." And it's true.
I mean, I think anybody who's been a kid or has kids or has ever been around a kid with Legos, and if you've ever stepped on a Lego, like, oh my god,
stepping on them is like, oh man, it's like stepping on glass. Like, you don't know what hit you.
Yeah, I mean, you won't get like permanent damage, like a cut or anything, but those things hurt like hell.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
Orange breaks that up, and he hits a swinging DDT. No wait, yeah, that's right. He hits a swinging DDT and a beach break for 2, and then he hits the Orange punch. But then Penelope pulls Aubrey out of the ring, and then Penelope gives Orange a low blow. She was gonna attack Orange with a belt, but then Chris Statlander appears from the UFO catcher, and she hits a Michinoku driver through the air hockey table, on Penelope, obviously. But it was like,
that was nuts.
That was also friggin' crazy. And then Miro is back. He just tosses Orange. He kicks Chuck to hell. He beats the crap out of Orange all over the arena. And then this part was hilarious. This part, I don't think this was intentionally supposed to be funny, but it was when Chuck and Orange are like, they're crawling.
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
They're crawling up the ramp.
I was laughing like, this is great.
Yeah. And so it's like, oh well, I'm sure Sue and Trent's gonna come here. And of course, I was right. There's a car coming, and it's Sue in her van, and Trent's out, and they all attack Miro. The three best friends attack Miro. The bad guy is getting 3-on-1. Okay. But then
Miro, man.
But
he's a bad guy.
But then Miro he's the best man. But then he beats the shit out of all of them. and he waves at Trent's mom, and then
part was so good. This part was so good. I don't know. I was like, who's he waving at? Is he
Yeah.
waving at the camera?
I knew he was waving at Trent's mom, but this part was kind of weird. Like when he starts walking towards the car, and then he starts climbing on the hood of the van, and I was just I was just like, run his ass over, right?
Yeah.
If I was
True.
Trent's mom, I was like, run his fucking ass over. Anyway, Trent attacks, he saves his mom, and then Miro picks up Mortal Kombat 2 arcade machine, which is less impressive once you see that it was just a shell. There was no monitor.
It was just a shell.
There's no monitor or innards or the arcade
tokens on the screen
or arcade board in it, and he tosses it and he misses Trent, and then Trent spears Miro through the table. Chuck hits a running power slam through a bunch of tables off the stage on Kip, and that gets the 3. The best friends hug in the ring. Statlander gets in on the hug, and they give the thumbs up to Sue. So I still don't see how the best friends are the good guys in all of this, but it was very entertaining. It was a very good match. It had a happy ending because Chris Statlander and Trent's mom, Sue, are very likable. Orange Cassidy is very likable. Trent is somewhat likable.
Chuck Taylor is ...
I didn't say anything, but I don't understand how the best friends are the good guys. But okay, but yeah, this match was good. I liked it. Anything you want to add?
No, I just wanted to say, like, yeah, this match is very likable. Surprisingly, it was really well done. I didn't have high hopes for this match going in, and I was wrong. I'd be the first to admit I was wrong. They put on a great show.
Yeah.
And it's weird that the best friends are becoming like the street fighting, like
the champions.
Yeah, the street fighting champions. I don't know, contenders. It's weird. Like they put on great shows when there's like no rules.
Yeah. So the backyard brawl or whatever they had with Santana and Ortiz. That was a lot of like violence and holy crap. This was just fun because it was wacky. They were throwing each other through video games and whacking each other with mallets and, you know, dumping Legos and power bombing each other on Legos. It was just fun. It was wacky. It was fun. It's exactly what it was supposed to be.
I want to say there was a nice touch on the prize wall. They had the AEW championship for 100,000 tickets.
Really? Oh, I didn't notice that. That's pretty
cool. It was one of those ones you could just buy it, you know, the fake ones you can buy for $20 or $30. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Target.
Well, obviously, yeah.
But it was still funny.
I don't know. I don't shop at Target, but
yeah, lies.
Anyway, yeah, that was a fun match, and so that was the end of a spectacular, very good AEW show. A lot of good stuff, most of it, and a lot of, you know. Sometimes things are good, but they're not fun. But this episode of Dynamite was very fun as well. Some like crappy stuff, like Scorpio and Ethan Page bitching about life, and that was kind of stupid. But those were very, very few and far between. The Inner Circle attacking the Pinnacle.
I'll be the first to tell you right now. I love those backstage like brawls and beatdowns like that because it just goes to show you that outside the ring, you never know what's gonna happen, you know. And it was so well done that the Inner Circle was ready and waiting. Perfect, so good.
So speaking of King Kong versus Godzilla, though, it looks like we know who you're rooting for in that fight, huh?
Yes, indeed. My main man.
But if you've watched pro wrestling, then you already know the plot of King Kong versus Godzilla. Or if you've watched any comic book team up, or read any comic book team up for that matter, Godzilla and King Kong are gonna fight each other, but then they're gonna realize that they were being tricked by the real bad guy, and then they team up to go beat the bad guy's ass.
Spoilers.
Is that not what's gonna happen? Is anybody like confused and think that's something else is gonna happen in this movie?
No, you're right. The real bad guy is gonna be the best friends.
No, it's not. Who is gonna be the bad guy? Is it gonna be like
I don't want to give it away.
Is it gonna be
I don't
like?
want anybody to complain to us that they found out.
Oh, you actually know who the bad
Yes,
guy
I
is.
actually
Oh,
know
okay.
who
Oh,
the
okay.
bad guy is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, how do you know? You like read spoilers, or what happened? Or is that like something you shouldn't
Even if
say?
I tell you, that'll be like spoilers.
Oh, okay.
Because if anybody's really interested enough, they can find out the information very easily without even reading a synopsis of the movie. So,
okay. Well,
but it's something that we're always very, how do I say, very wary of when we wait for new movies. If you know what I mean.
yeah. I mean, you can't avoid spoilers nowadays.
Oh, it's not the Well, it's not the spoilers from the internet. It's merchandising. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah, merchandising too. But I mean, just doing a Google search for something, all these WandaVisions spoilers came up, and I wasn't even like searching for anything like comic book or Marvel or Scarlet Witch related or anything like that. But it was just like, what the hell? Like, but anyway, yeah, that's off topic. But anything else you want to add about AEW Dynamite tonight?
No, it was great. Another good Dynamite for the books, and I hope they keep up the pace like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
good to see.
Like always, and I remind you all every week that wherever you're watching this video, there's a bunch of cool buttons you can press that'll like give us one of these, or give us some kind of thing where you can get notifications of these things showing up on your screen and all that good stuff. So if you like us, press one of those buttons, and if you don't like us, don't press any buttons.
Yeah, but don't do that. just be sure to tune in next week so you can watch us again, even though you don't like us.
Yeah. But anyway, we will be back next week. We will be recapping AEW Dynamite, or will we not?
We will be.
We will. Okay, yes. Yeah. We'll be recapping AEW Dynamite next week. The same time, same place, probably.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, until then, everyone, be good, stay safe, and all that other stuff. And we will catch you later.
Thanks, guys. Take care.